the Warrior Dome on the campus of Westside High School in Jonesboro, Arkansas. This is Suncom Media and NEA Sports coverage of girls high school basketball. Tonight, the Westside Lady Warriors welcome in the Riverside Lady Rebels. Good evening, everyone. Marcus Carlton here, and joining me under the headset tonight, I have two tag team partners. I have the coach, Brad Davis, and the Dr. Garrett Weaver. Gentlemen, how are we doing tonight?
Pretty good, pretty good.
So we have an out-of-conference matchup tonight. We've got 2A versus 4A. We've got kind of a couple teams that are, I would say, on the opposite ends of the spectrum right now. We've got Riverside coming in 12-3 on the year, and Westside at 3-8 on the year. Garrett, tell us a little bit about Riverside.
Well, and we'll talk player personnel here in just a little bit, but Riverside they're still a young team. They're a mixture. Let me rephrase. They've got some veteran leadership that they've played in some really tough games the last few years, had a ton of success, but they've also got some young pups, so to speak. So they're a team that's still somewhat trying to find their identity. They've done well so far, 12-3, obviously, but
right.
Could very easily be 14-1 at the moment. So, a little bit of growing pains early on, trying to work through some things, establish some things, but they're a very dangerous top 2-3 team across 2A in the state of Arkansas. And
to go over to the other side of the court, Brad, we see Westside in I would think it would be safe to say they're at the opposite end of the spectrum. First-year coach Brad Brannon making the move over from boys basketball down at Bay. Everybody knows the story there. Coming in and taking over this girls' team, and I think it's been a little bit of an adjustment so far.
Well, Westside, they're adjusting maybe to Coach Brannon a little bit, but he's had them through the summer and now kind of deeper in the season, so that adjustment's probably over. I think the biggest thing, they're 3-8 on the year, but if you look at their schedule that they've played, Salem, Tech, ICC, Manila, Batesville, Southside, Tuckerman, they've played a brutal schedule. So they're a better basketball team than I think that record indicates, and that's kind of a Brad Brannon staple. Is we're going to play, folks. We're going to put you through the fire. We got two teams that are in a little different situation. Where Riverside's got a 9-team conference. They're already 6-0 in the conference, stepping out tonight because you got an odd number. But then Westside doesn't have games for conference until after Christmas because they only have 6 teams in their conference. So he's having to go search for games, and he's found a tough set for the Lady Warriors.
Yeah, that last recycle of conferences really kind of hurt the 3-4A a little bit, and pulled a couple teams out of there and didn't replace them. And so it makes it a little tougher to schedule. But, while the Westside fans may not see the positive side right now, playing this murderer's row of a schedule is going to – more times than not, that usually pays off when it comes around to district tournament time.
Yeah, and that's kind of the goal of every coach. I know that's Coach Brannon's goal. And, you're in a 6-team conference. All you got to do is, be better than 2 of them to go to your regional. So playing this time kind of a schedule will definitely benefit them come January, February.
We've got more to talk about, but we're going to take a quick break. You're watching high school basketball from Suncom Media and NEA Sports.
For over 20 years, Central Dealerships has partnered with Suncom Media and NEA Sports to bring you live coverage of sporting events in Northeast Arkansas.
From heated rivalry games to conference showdowns along with playoff championship action, Central Dealerships continues to showcase the best games that NEA has to offer. Remember, when shopping local, Central Dealerships have played a huge role highlighting the local players. Just like Suncom Media and NEA Sports, Central Dealerships puts NEA student-athletes first.
So we're not singing la ra. It's la la with L's. La la. They're here. Oh,
Locally owned and operated since 1885, Barton's is your hometown building supply store, serving communities in Arkansas and Missouri. Barton's is here to help families and DIYers, contractors, and builders build it better with quality in-stock products at a great price. Our experienced store representatives provide free project measurements, design services, estimates, and convenient delivery. Visit your hometown Barton's or shop online at bartons-lumber.com.
If it seems like our Roof Raider trucks are everywhere.
Well, we kind of are.
At Roof Raiders, we're always helping our customers and our community. We're always on call, always on the move, always on top.
Whatever might happen next, if Gavin gets a sudden fever, if Dad hurts his knee, or Gabby isn't quite feeling like herself, St. Bernard's Urgent Care is here for them, and here for you too. From real-time online wait times and extended hours to expanded services, we will never stop advancing urgent care that really cares. St. Bernard's Urgent Care.
And we welcome you back into the Warrior Dome here at Westside High School. Marcus Carlton, Brad Davis, and Garrett Weaver on the call with you tonight for this girls matchup between the Riverside Lady Rebels and the Westside Lady Warriors. Garrett, let's dive a little deeper into the Lady Rebels here before we start.
Sure. Riverside comes in tonight 12-3. We kind of stated that earlier. Could very easily be 14-1, but 12-3, nothing to slouch about for sure. 6-0 in that conference, so really in the driver's seat right now. Not quite halfway through, but really sitting pretty in their 2A3 conference. But Riverside is they're loaded with talent, a lot of athletes, really quick. They pressure the ball extremely well. They limit teams offensively. They thrive on their defense, force turnovers, score on the break. They're not necessarily a half-court team. They don't really want to set it up and slow it down. They can if need be. They're full of shooters. You're going to see a lot of three-point shots attempted, but they really want to, poke the ball away, get out and run, and try to turn this into a really quick tempo game. They got a lot of really good players on this team, like I said. Arden Vaughn, just a freshman, just a phenomenal player. She's about 5'11", 6 feet tall. She's just real lanky, can play 1 through 5. Really a mismatch at the guard spot when she's at the guard spot. And just going to be a tremendous player. Had a few ups and downs this year at times, as any freshman, is going to. But when she gets it all rolling and they get it all figured out together, she is ultra talented. A couple other really good players though. Riley Akins, Carly Jo Womack, both can really score. Carly Jo, the point guard, she facilitates a lot of things for them. Riley's kind of a freelance. She's a slasher. She gets to the hole. She can step out and shoot it. But their best shooter is probably Brooklyn Barrett. Brooklyn can step out. She's Conference Player of the Year last year in their conference. Led them in scoring. Double-digit scorer a night. She can really shoot it, and she can shoot it with range. She doesn't have to be on the line. She's dangerous when she steps about 5 feet within that line. She can really shoot it. Claire Womack is their defensive prowess. She is going to be everything they do defensively centers around her. She's going to guard the other team's best player every single night. She really gets down, sits down, and guards really well. So they got people coming off the bench. They got girls coming off the bench that are great athletes. Annalie Qualls, Briley Travis, Mackie Morgan, 17 points a game last year at Bay. So you got scoring off the bench too. And Henley McAnally, she's contributed some minutes this year, really good minutes. So they're dangerous.
Well, they certainly have shown how dangerous they can be at times this year with that 12-3 record. So we'll see how dangerous they are for the Westside Lady Warriors tonight. So we're going to step aside for another quick break and come back and talk about the Westside Lady Warriors. But right now you're watching high school basketball from Suncom Media, NEA Sports.
Thank you. Thank you for letting us be a part of your family and for trusting us with the ones you love the most. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of those lifelong memories. Thank you for taking us on the job and for putting us to work. Thank you for choosing us for your first vehicle and for every vehicle after. Thank you for trusting us for 70 years.
Holiday shipping begins now at your most trusted packing and shipping store, Pack Mail in Jonesboro. Let Pack Mail take the stress off your holiday shipping by safely packing and shipping your gifts anywhere in the world. Or if you want to pack it yourself, Pack Mail carries the supplies you need to get it done. Don't trust just anybody to pack and ship your packages. Trust Pack Mail, 361 Southwest Drive in Jonesboro.
Happy holidays from the Pack Mail crew.
Don't delay. Ship today with Pack Mail.
At Southern Bancorp, we are wealth builders for everyone. We see building wealth as helping people succeed in creating strong financial futures. For some, it's having tools to build credit and buy a first home. For others, working with our award-winning SBA team to launch or grow a small business. And still others might use our unique savings plan today to save for tomorrow's dreams. Wherever you are on your wealth building journey, Southern Bancorp can help. Stop by or visit banksouthern.com to get started. Southern Bancorp, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Southern Home Healthcare is your on-call home health care provider. Practically any home medical supply or service you need, you will find at Southern Home Healthcare. They feature home oxygen, walkers, wheelchairs, CPAP machines, braces, and more. And if you can't come to them, they'll come to you. On call 24 hours a day, 932-0990, 2925 South Caraway Road. Southern Home Healthcare, solutions for your home healthcare needs.
Back inside the Warrior Dome with you here from the campus of Westside High School. Marcus Carlton, Brad Davis, Garrett Weaver. We talked about Riverside and their personnel in the previous segment. Brad, let's talk a little Westside Lady Warriors.
Yeah, Westside Lady Warriors, coached by Brad Brandon, which we mentioned earlier, moving over from Bay to the girls' side. He's coached girls before,
right.
Rainier, a lot of success. If you can coach ball, you can coach ball, and he's going to coach them the same way he's coached at Bay. So, 3-8 as we mentioned, murderer's row of a schedule, getting these ladies ready for that 4A3 in that district tournament postseason run. Very young, only two seniors, Addison Montgomery and Isabel Wolf leading the way. And the only two seniors on the team. A lot of youth under them, so they're going to step up, provide leadership, and they've been big on the court for them. Sophomore Kirby Conrad as well, been scoring some points for them, doing some good things. And another sophomore, Kylie Coots, in the starting lineup as well tonight, along with junior Max Cureton. Everybody else on the bench, junior or sophomore. So a lot of youth, maybe some inexperience, but they're gaining that through this tough non-conference schedule and preparing their way. Like you said, for him and for the Lady Warriors, it's about that postseason, that district tournament, getting to that district tournament in a good spot to win a game, get to regional, then anything can happen. So you forget about these early season maybe losses if that is how it shapes out for you at the end of the year.
Well, and if you're going to have to lose, you want to lose in November and December instead of February. And, looking over this roster, there are several names here that carried over from last year. Addie Montgomery being one of the returning starters. And then you have a couple others that kind of split some time starting with that Huffstetler and Laney Welch group. Veda Watkins started a few games last year, as did Maddox Cureton. And then Izzy Wolf was sometimes a starter, sometimes the first one off the bench. And I think tonight for Westside, I think the key is going to be, can Izzy establish some inside presence down low? And then if she does draw the attention, are they going to be able to utilize the outside shooters that they have? I know last year Cureton and Watkins were both able to shoot from the outside a little bit, as well as Montgomery. So I think that's going to be an interesting matchup to watch in the post to see if she can draw the defense in and leave those shooters open out on the wings.
Yeah, and, for girls that started some, played, they all had a different role stepping into this year. And then you get a different coach. So it may have taken this long, or maybe take a little longer to kind of understand those roles and get comfortable in them.
All right, well, we're going to step aside for one final break, and then when we come back, it'll be time for Hoops. You're watching high school basketball from Suncom Media and NEA Sports.
It's hard to get to the top. But how do you stay at the top? Hard work every day. Central Dealership has the same philosophy. I'm Austin Reeves, and I'm proud to be part of the Central team.
So we're not singing la la. It's la la with L's. La la. They're here. It's
Locally owned and operated since 1885, Barton's is your hometown building supply store, serving communities in Arkansas and Missouri. Barton's is here to help families and DIYers, contractors, and builders build it better with quality in-stock products at a great price. Our experienced store representatives provide free project measurements, design services, estimates, and convenient delivery. Visit your hometown Barton's or shop online at bartons-lumber.com.
At Roof Raiders, we never start with pushing a contract in your face, because our first job isn't selling anything, it's protecting you in a time of need. Like supplying tarps or stopping leaks, our first duty at Roof Raiders is to help. Every mission for us starts with response and ends with unconditional satisfaction. Count on it and count on us. Roof Raiders, always on top.
Welcome back here to the Warrior Dome. You can see the team starting to line up, getting ready to call out those starting lineups. We're going to jump ahead of them just a little bit. We're going to start with the Riverside Lady Rebels, Carly Jo Womack, Claire Womack, Arden Vaughn. Doc, we talked about her a little bit in the pregame. Brooklyn Berry and Riley Akins, your starting five for the Riverside Lady Rebels. For the homestanding Westside Lady Warriors, Addie Montgomery, Kylie Coots, Maddox Curitan, Kirby Conrad, and Izzy Wolf. That's your starting lineups for tonight. Your officials, kind of a last-minute change on the officials here. Brad Davidson, Sam Wimpy, and James Bickham. Good crew tonight. Should be a very cleanly officiated game. We are just moments away here from the starting tip-off of this game tonight. Guys, what are we looking for as far as keys to the game? Let's go with Westside first.
Yeah, for Westside, first and foremost, when you play Riverside, you got to take care of the basketball. They're going to pick you up full court pressure. If you turn it over and give them easy buckets, then that's going to be a difficult night. So you got to take care of the basketball. That helps you control the tempo. Like Dr. Weaver talked about. Right. They like to play fast. Not that Westside maybe doesn't want to, but you don't want to play maybe at that speed. You want to control the tempo, control the ball. You've got to knock down open shots when you got them. I think Riverside on the year has given up about 32 points a game. So
that's not many.
Yeah, that's not a lot. So when you get open looks, you got to knock them down, and then you got to control the boards and not give the Lady Rebels second chance opportunities.
Doc, what needs to happen for the Lady Rebels to come out victorious tonight?
Well, Riverside needs to push the tempo, obviously. That's kind of their MO. They want to get out and they want to run fast. They got hands in the passing lanes, deflecting passes, really sit down and guard you. So, they can play a fast-paced game or they can play a slow-paced game, but it plays into their advantage if they can get out to an 8 or 10-point lead and really force Westside's hand a little bit.
All right. Well, you can see the players starting to hover around the circle as we get ready. The ball bounces out to Brad Davidson. Looks like just about ready for him to step in the middle of the circle and put this one in the air. Brad Davis, I'm tagging you in, my man. This is all you.
You mentioned Brad Davison, James Bickham, Sam Wimpy, your officials. Brad Davison with the ball ready to throw it in the air in this non-conference matchup as we get ready for a little Christmas break. These teams are gearing up for the NEA, and Riverside will control the tip as Carly Jo Womack brings it into the front court for the Lady Rebels. Westside with the man-to-man look. Maybe a triangle and two, looks like. Maybe a.
Brad is known for, Coach Brandon that is known for his junk defenses, so he's going to throw anything and everything here to kind of disrupt Riverside.
Looks like he's matched up on 11 Vaughn and number 1 Womack.
Akins with an early three there. I'm telling you, Riverside will shoot a lot of those tonight, and if they're falling, they can really score in bunches.
Full court pressure here is giving Westside a little trouble.
And it's a 10-second violation there.
Well, guys, we talked about Riverside's defense, and, I mean, how fitting is that for the first defensive possession of the game? They get a 10-second call. That is just what they do. So Westside, like you said, Brad, they're just going to have to take care of the basketball and not turn it over.
Yeah, and they're trying to be patient against it. You don't want to go too fast, but just a little too long on that possession.
Akins with another three on the way. Going to rim out. Westside's going to have to rebound the basketball just like that.
Yeah,
Clear out on those long
Wolf
rebounds.
with the rebound. That allows them to kind of get it in transition themselves, but they'll turn it over here in the front court for their 2 possessions and 2 turnovers for the Lady Warriors. And like we said, that's not going to bode well. If that continues, they're going to have to find the ball. Sticking with that triangle and 2 look on defense. Akins with another three.
She can shoot it. I'm telling you, she can shoot it.
She's 2 for 3 to start the game, and it's 6-0 Lady Rebels with 6:40 here in the first. Good job there by the Lady Warriors controlling it.
Now they need to set their offense and not stay in a hurried up. So a lot of times press will make teams hurry when they don't have to.
Yeah, you know, and that's a great point where so many people get sped up early and turn it over. A lot of effective presses have just as many turnovers on the back end when you're trying to push the issue.
Shot clock's winding down at 2.
That was blocked out of bounds, but that'll be a shot clock violation and the 3rd Lady Warrior turnover. And Coach Brad Brandon wants a quick timeout to start this one. 30 seconds, it looks like.
Back here at the Warrior Dome, 6:07 left here in the first quarter. Brad, we pointed this out, not a great start for Westside on offense.
I always said the keys was taking care of the ball. They've had 3 possessions and 3 turnovers. And, you know, Riverside's 2 for 3 from the three-point line. So going to have to take care of the basketball and get some looks on the offensive end. As Akins driving there. Wolf got hands on it, but Akins took it right back from her and laid it in.
Yeah, just a little more aggressive there by Riverside to get that ball back after turning it over.
Good job defensively, but gave it right back. And that pass goes out of bounds.
One thing about the Lady Rebels, they may not be big per se, but they're pesky and they're tough. They're going to keep battling.
Golly.
They can shoot when they're hot. I'm telling you, when they're hot, they are tough to beat. That's 3 of 4. 75% is tough to deal with behind the three-point line.
Westside gets it into the front court in this possession, and they are looking to get their first shot attempt up. And there it is from Wolf. Inside turnaround jumper is good, and Westside is on the board. It's 11-2 Riverside, 5 minutes left in this opening quarter. As the first possession, they don't turn it over, they get a bucket. Aiken misses a 3, but chases down the loose ball for an offensive rebound. There's a skip. Good ball moving by the Lady Rebels there, and they hit another one. That's Claire Womack in the corner. to make it 14-2 Riverside. Got to be careful of those cross court. As the three is up top, that's number 20, Maddox Curitan.
And that's what she was able to do in her role that she had last year. When the skip pass would come, she would be there waiting on the wing to hit the three.
Berry misses at the other end as Addison Montgomery clears the rebound, and Brad Brannon's going to take his second time out of the first quarter.
All right, so we're going to step aside for a quick break. You're watching girls high school basketball, Suncom Media and NEA Sports.
Whatever might happen next. If Gavin gets a sudden fever, if Dad hurts his knee, or Gabby isn't quite feeling like herself, St. Bernard's Urgent Care is here for them, and here for you too. From real-time online wait times and extended hours to expanded services, we will never stop advancing urgent care that really cares. St. Bernard's Urgent Care.
Back here in the Warrior Dome, 4:15 left in the first quarter. Riverside taking early control here, Brad.
Yeah, and they've knocked down the three. That's able to set up the press and create the turnovers. 5 early turnovers for the Lady Warriors. The last 2 possessions they didn't turn over, and they got good looks. So they'll bring it into the front court here against some Riverside pressure. Looks like maybe a man-to-man look in the half court. Good cut there. Deflected there by Riverside. Lady Warriors will chase it down. Trying to get it inside to Wolf. Deflected again. Good save there by Aiken, and Riverside's off the other way with Carly Jo Womack with the good hands again there. You mentioned their size, but I think they're long. I think they're lengthy.
They are long. They're not thick. They don't have a lot of, they're not necessarily going to push you around, but they're lengthy. You're right.
Very disruptive in the passing lane.
That's what makes them such good defenders. They're quick and the length that they have. Berry knocks down another three. Riverside is hot, to say the least.
Very nice set there where they dribbled out of the corner and brought Berry in from behind the ball and out of the view of that half zone offense in the triangle, and she's open for another three, and they've knocked him down early.
Yeah, by my count, unofficially, they've got 5 3-pointers already.
That's official. I'll confirm that. That's an official stat. I believe they're 5 of 8 from 3 right now.
Well, you can see this defensive pressure is really causing Westside fits right now.
That's start to finish. I mean, that is literally, one of their losses early this year to Manila was a loss that, like I said, they could very easily be 14-1. That loss to Manila, they kind of got behind the whole 9 and out of their element, which was tough and a good learning experience for them. But any other game, this is start to finish what you get from on the defensive end of the floor, which is fun to watch.
Well, and the old adage is, if your shots are not falling, defense travels, but it seems like they've got everything working so far tonight.
That's when they're dangerous.
Yeah, because the shots are falling, that allows them to get in their press and create that disruption. And in the half court, they've caused 2 shot clock violations.
And that's Arden Vaughn, who is, I talked about a lot pregame, exceptionally talented, and that's her first bucket. And the rest of the team had 17 points to start. So they have so many weapons that you got to guard everybody.
Yeah.
Free throw is good, makes it 20-5 with 2:21 left. That's going to be a full timeout for Brad Brannon and the Lady Warriors.
All right, so we'll step aside while they talk it over. You're watching high school basketball, Suncom Media and NEA Sports.
Thank you. Thank you for letting us be a part of your family and for trusting us with the ones you love the most. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of those lifelong memories. Thank you for taking us on the job and for putting us to work. Thank you for choosing us for your first vehicle and for every vehicle after. Thank you for trusting us for 70 years.
Holiday shipping begins now at your most trusted packing and shipping store, Pack Mayo in Jonesboro. Let Pack Mayo take the stress off your holiday shipping by safely packing and shipping your gifts anywhere in the world. Or if you want to pack it yourself, Pack Mayo carries the supplies you need to get it done. Don't trust just anybody to pack and ship your packages. Trust Pack Mail, 361 Southwest Drive in Jonesboro.
Happy holidays from the Pack Mail crew.
Don't delay. Ship today with Pack Mail.
Back here, just as the ball's being put into play here by Westside, Brad, the full court press continues for Riverside.
Yeah, and a different look this time. They've been in that 1-2-2 look, but here's more of a matchup, man-to-man, full court look, just kind of slowing down. They've had created seven turnovers, 2 shot clock violations. Westside's got to take care of the ball. They've scored both times. They haven't turned it over. So,
well, and what I'm seeing from Westside right now is that they are just the pressure is forcing them to go faster than they want to go right now, and they look very uncomfortable.
And it's pushing them away from the ball.
Yes.
Every pass is away from the basket.
There's another shot clock.
A third shot clock violation. But that's a perfect example of what we're talking about. Every pass is coming out here towards that volleyball line where they're not in a position to score. It's just kind of kept further and further away from the basket.
Got a substitution into the game. Lindley Hosman Taku. I'm going to butcher that name. She's impressive. In replacing Kirby Conrad for the Lady Warriors. She's a sophomore.
Westside now in a straight 2-3 zone look, as that one is off Montgomery, but Riverside able to corral it now with 15 on the shot clock and a 20-5 lead here with 1:20 in the opening quarter.
That play kind of summed up Westside's start. You had a pass break up there, and she couldn't grab a hold of it, and it bounced right back to Riverside.
And that happened earlier in the game where they had a hand on the ball taken from them for a layup. So and now
somebody set a record for timeouts.
Coach Timms wants a timeout.
All right, 30-second timeout. We'll be back after this.
At Southern Bancorp, we are wealth builders for everyone. We see building wealth as helping people succeed in creating strong financial futures. For some, it's having tools to build credit and buy a first home. For others, working with our award-winning SBA team to launch or grow a small business. And still others might use our unique savings plan today to save for tomorrow's dreams. Wherever you are in your wealth building journey, Southern Bancorp can help. Stop by or visit banksouthern.com to get started. Southern Bancorp, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Back at the Warrior Dome, 20-5 your score here, 1:12 left in the opening quarter. Brad, we're seeing exactly what we talked about in the pregame so far.
Yeah, kind of what we talked about, keys for both sides. It's all been Riverside so far as far as getting those keys, as Wolf will try to – they wanted to walk there. I'm not sure she didn't – I think she kept that pivot foot on the ground. I think she was okay. But she does throw it away for the 9th Lady Warrior turnover.
Substitution into the game for Westside. You get number 25, Madison Jones, replacing Izzy Wolf. Quick note, today is Madison Jones' birthday.
Well, happy birthday, Madison.
So, not sure she's getting a good gift right now with the score, but maybe she can have a good game tonight.
They stay in that 2-3 look. As good ball movement by the Lady Rebels there. Shot is off. And it looks like that shot went over the backboard, or maybe touched something and then out of bounds.
You'll take those, though. That's not a bad shot. That's a great play call, and she's wide open, just didn't go down.
And Westside's trying to do it there, get the ball in the middle of that press.
You're going to get another turnover here.
Kind of went.
Another 10-second call.
That's another 10-second call, and that's the 10th turnover of this opening quarter for the Westside Lady Warriors. And they've had, I believe, 12 possessions and scored on the other two.
That's correct. By my stats, anyway. Unofficial stats, we'll call them.
And they were trying to do what you need to do, get the ball to the middle of the press, middle, and then look opposite on the weak side, but it just went right through the player's hands. As the birthday girl, Madison Jones, hauls in that rebound. We got 20 seconds, no shot clock here. Riverside even picks up full court, a little pressure after a miss, and they get the steal there. And they're going to get a shot with 5 seconds. Akins rims in and out. Callie Cooch with the rebound, but turns it over, and the shot is not going to count if it went. That's the end of the first quarter.
First quarter comes to an end, 20-5 your score. You're watching high school basketball from Suncom Media and NEA Sports. We'll be back after this.
Southern Home Health Care is your on-call home health care provider. Practically any home medical supply or service you need, you will find at Southern Home Healthcare. They feature home oxygen, walkers, wheelchairs, CPAP machines, braces, and more. And if you can't come to them, they'll come to you. On call 24 hours a day, 932-0990, 2925 South Caraway Road. Southern Home Healthcare, solutions for your home healthcare needs.
Part of the second quarter, and there you see the hot shooting of the Riverside Lady Rebels to start that first quarter. 20 points in the first quarter and only giving up 5. We talked about how strong they are on defense, and then the shots were falling early on.
It's a good look at Brooklyn Berry. You saw Riley Akins knock one in on the first replay. Brooklyn Berry there, and just here they are on the great job by Westside with ball movement across. See, what happens when you're, and we'll talk about this a little bit as we go, but with that skip pass, if you can get that through, the way Riverside plays, as aggressively as they play, it spreads that defense out. And when that happens, you've got girls in the middle of the lane where you can get open looks. You've just got to take care of the basketball enough to get to that point.
Well, they've scored on the only 2 possessions they didn't turn it over, and that's a stat we talked about there at the break. And as they open the quarter, still not a turnover, just a deflection, but they're having trouble getting looks, even getting it to the look. They got it to Wolf in that replay there, kind of where they need to get for a turnaround jumper, and they got a 3 off it earlier. You talked about the skip pass. You got to be careful if it's flat. You can't go side to side. It's got to go diagonal because we talked about the length of this Riverside team, and they're almost forcing that to go get a steal on it. But you're right. If they can connect on it, then it does give them an opportunity to score as Jones throws that one out of bounds, and another turnover for the Lady Warriors, and Wolf will enter the game for Westside.
Yeah, replacing Madison Jones as he comes back in after a little short rest there.
2-3 zone look again by the Lady Warriors. Started in a triangle and 2, and the hot shooting of the ones that they weren't necessarily face guarding kind of pulled them out of that. If they get a trap there in the soft spot, good job out of the zone there by the Lady Warriors, but it's deflected out of bounds back to Riverside. They'll have it baseline out of bounds.
Yeah, and even with that little trap, it didn't result in the turnover, but you got to take those little victories like that when you're off to a start like what's happened to Westside tonight. You get the good trap and you make them reset and start over.
Yeah, and if you're Westside now, you look at it, you say, hey, we're not going to get it all back at once.
Right.
As the shot clock winds down to 1, and that one's off, but there's an offensive rebound on the other side by Vaughn. You got to try to chip away at this if you're the Lady Warriors. Try to get it to single digits here maybe before the half and give yourself a chance in the second half.
Yeah, you just, it's like the old adage of, how to eat an elephant one bite at a time, and one possession at a time is what Westside has got to take this at for the rest of this second quarter.
Zone look by the Lady Rebels is a good place. Good play there. Gets number 5, Coots, a shot in the corner, but it's off and rebounded by the Lady Rebels, and they're off and running the other way.
Yeah, not a bad shot. Pretty good look there. It just didn't fall for the Warriors.
Vaughn drives, deflected, picked up by Berry. She goes in, and she'll be fouled and sent to the free throw line, but again, once kind of the way things have went, the deflection there by the Lady Warriors, and they don't come up with it and end up fouling for the free throws.
And the way it's looking early, it's just the ball's going to bounce that way tonight. Is what we're seeing early on here. Got mass substitutions coming into the game. First for Westside, Kirby Conrad coming back, going to replace Lindley Hosbin-Taku. And let's see if I can get Riverside real quick. Annalie Qualls comes out.
Claire Womack comes into the game with Riley Travis.
Thank you for the save there, Doc.
You're welcome.
Very second free throw is off, rebounded by Westside, and they bring it to the front court. Down 21-5 with 6 minutes left in this half. Skip here. Swung to Wolf in the corner. She's looking inside. Another skip up top. 3 taken by Briley Timms is off, and we're going to have a foul on the rebound on that's on 21 White.
Conrad.
They're going to get Conrad with a foul.
Well, let me say this. That was
first team's second of the quarter.
That was a much better possession offensively for the Warriors.
Yeah.
They took care of the basketball. They got a good look. Didn't go in, but just smoother, more controlled.
extended zone here by the Lady Warriors. 19 on the shot clock. Good cut to the middle of the lane there by Travis, and she'll kick it out, and they'll swing it over to Barry, who misses, but Vaughn with the rebound and stick back.
That's a big offensive rebound because Westside played really good defense, got them on the missed shot, and just couldn't close out on the board.
Well, that's the next thing for Westside defensively is, Riverside maybe has cooled off a little bit here in the second quarter, but you can't give up the offensive rebound and stick back if you're going to climb back in this game.
Substitutions into the game for Riverside. Annalie Qualls and McKinley Morgan return. And they're going to replace Brooklyn Berry and who else went out, Doc?
Vaughn.
Was that Vaughn?
Arden Vaughn.
Inbounds to Wolf. She's going to work one-on-one in the post, turn around, rolls out.
And that's her shot.
Yeah, that's a good look.
Yeah, that's her shot. From that 15 feet and in is her game.
And that's her shot.
Wow.
Mackie, I'm telling you guys, Mackie Morgan can score. And if she's left open, she's lethal from behind the three-point line. So Riverside, and that's the thing, Riverside will run, everybody in this game at some point in time. And there's not a lot of drop-off at any point. They just pick up where the other one left, and all of them can shoot and contribute. So they only have 9 on the team, but all 9 of them play a role for sure.
Lady Warriors with their 14th turnover. They've not turned it over in a while. Dribble got kind of loose from her there. Done a better job in this quarter of taking care of the ball despite that possession. But they get another good trap there in the soft spot as Conrad deflected and Wolf came up with it. And they're pushing the ball to try to get a good look, tried to get it to Wolf at the high post.
Yeah.
And Carly Jo Womack slides in there.
She was open initially, and the pass was just a little bit late.
Well, Womack came off her pass, not late, but just wasn't seen as the entry came, and she comes flying in there to get the steal. Two-three look still by the Lady Warriors. 10 seconds now on the shot clock. Womack lefty fires, rims in and out. And Claire Womack will get the rebound over to
Morgan's going to misfire on that one, but both of those are good looks. I mean, you want them to shoot that every time they get it. And that's the thing about Riverside, too. They will take the air out of the ball. So when they get a lead, I said earlier, if they get an 8 or 10-point lead, they're exactly where they want to be. And Briley Travis knocks one in from deep, extends it to 29-5. We're going to get a technical on someone. Double technical.
24 white, which is...
That's Izzy Vaughn. Or, I'm sorry, Izzy Wolf.
Izzy Wolf and 21 red, Annalie Qualls.
I was looking at Arden Vaughn on my roster. So now, Brad, on the double technical like that, does it count as a personal?
Yeah, the technicals count as personal fouls. They will count towards the team fouls. They offset, so there's no free throw shot.
Right.
You go back to point. Yeah, you go back to point of the whistle, which was Westside inbounding after the made bucket. I didn't see what happened. It looks like maybe they got tied up and kind of a little shoving, and they're just going to get that nixed early in the game here before it gets anywhere.
Well, and when you're down 29-5, frustrations will set in a little bit. It happens.
Nobody seemed to complain about it or argue.
No.
So something happened for sure.
Tough move there from Arden Vaughn. She weaves her way through about 3 or 4 Lady Warriors and up and in. And nobody works harder than Arden Vaughn at her game. She is. She wants to be incredibly good.
Right there, Westside did a better job finding middle, finding opposite, and they tried to go to Kiriton there in the high post, and if she was open, they waited just maybe a split second late, and that allowed the defense to recover, but they drew the foul there on the pass.
Yeah, and we've seen that a couple times. They're just a tad bit late on that entry pass into the high post, and with a team that's as good defensively as Riverside, that's a mistake you can't make.
Jones gets her shot blocked inside by Vaughn, and Womack loses it off her leg out of bounds.
Yeah, Westside got a hand in there, which was a great job defensively, and deflects off Carly Jo Womack's leg.
31-5, 2:21 left in the half. They'll inbound it here to Jones in the post. She's going to try to work. Fade away, blocked again by Vaughn. She gets a rebound and will lay it up and in for the birthday girl, Madison Jones.
Yeah, good recovery there after the initial block. She stuck with it and was able to put back in.
31-7, under 2 minutes now in the first half here at Westside. Riverside leads. They are attacking. There's Morgan again on the three, and she knocks it down.
It's
McKinley Morgan.
Quick release, smooth rotation. She can shoot it.
Yeah, she's pretty much textbook on her form. I mean, it's even the ones she misses, they look good coming off her hands.
Nice move.
That was.
That's strong.
Herbie
right
Conrad with a nice move.
That was a really strong move. You know, ball was deflected, a lot of hands reaching in there, but stays tough with it and finishes.
Makes it 34-9. We're approaching, 1:15 left in the opening half, and Vaughn's going to drive baseline, miss, get her own rebound, kick it out. Swung over to Morgan, who thought about it. Coach Timms wanted her to swing it on that one. There's
Akins for three. That's her third triple of the night.
How many have they hit now, Marcus?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 9.
That's a lot. That's hard.
That's quite a few.
That's hard. Those add up quickly.
Yes, they do.
Kick out here to Lily Brandon, who's just off the front iron, and Akins will come down with that rebound. Quickly back the other way are the Rebels. Kick it out to Claire. I'm sorry, she swung it over to Akins, who was off. And Destiny Tate clears the board for Westside. Where shot clock is off with 20 seconds left. Turnover here to Vaughn in the middle. She's going to lay it in.
That was a good job defensively there. Good job of finding Vaughn, and Vaughn gathers herself, goes up strong, and finishes. Westside needs a bucket. Just get in a hurry. In a hurry. I mean,
they're just being pushed a little faster than they want to go right now. Did a good job of getting the ball to the middle to break the press, and the lead pass up ahead to Curitin just went a little too far. Substitution into the game for Westside. Lindley Hosman Taku back, replacing, I believe, Kirby Conrad went out.
They rolled it into Womack. She's going to let it fly, and it's high off the glass, and that'll be the end of the first half here at Westside.
39-9. We're going to step aside for a break here at halftime, recap everything, and come back a little later with some stats. You're watching high school basketball from Suncom Media and NEA Sports.
It's hard to get to the top. But how do you stay at the top? Hard work every day. Central Dealership has the same philosophy. I'm Austin Reeves, and I'm proud to be a part of the Central team.
So we're not singing la la. It's la la with L's. La la. They're here. It's
Locally owned and operated since 1885, Barton's is your hometown building supply store, serving communities in Arkansas and Missouri. Barton's is here to help families and DIYers, contractors, and builders build it better with quality in-stock products at a great price. Our experienced store representatives provide free project measurements, design services, estimates, and convenient delivery. Visit your hometown Bartons or shop online at bartons-lumber.com.
At Roof Raiders, we never start with pushing a contract in your face. Because our first job isn't selling anything. It's protecting you in a time of need. Like supplying tarps or stopping leaks. Our first duty at Roof Raiders is to help. Every mission for us starts with response and ends with unconditional satisfaction. Count on it and count on us. Roof Raiders, always on top.
Whatever might happen next. If Gavin gets a sudden fever, if Dad hurts his knee, or Gabby isn't quite feeling like herself, St. Bernard's Urgent Care is here for them, and here for you too. From real-time online wait times and extended hours to expanded services, we will never stop advancing urgent care that really cares. St. Bernard's Urgent Care.
Thank you. Thank you for letting us be a part of your family and for trusting us with the ones you love the most. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of those lifelong memories. Thank you for taking us on the job and for putting us to work. Thank you for choosing us for your first vehicle and for every vehicle after. Thank you for trusting us for 70 years.
Holiday shipping begins now at your most trusted packing and shipping store, Pack Mail in Jonesboro. Let Pack Mail take the stress off your holiday shipping by safely packing and shipping your gifts anywhere in the world. Or if you want to pack it yourself, Pack Mail carries the supplies you need to get it done. Don't trust just anybody to pack and ship your packages. Trust Pack Mail, 361 Southwest Drive in Jonesboro.
Happy holidays from the Pack Mail crew.
Don't delay. Ship today with Pack Mail.
At Southern Bancorp, we are wealth builders for everyone. We see building wealth as helping people succeed in creating strong financial futures. For some, it's having tools to build credit and buy a first home. For others, working with our award-winning SBA team to launch or grow a small business. And still others might use our unique savings plan today to save for tomorrow's dreams. Wherever you are in your wealth building journey, Southern Bancorp can help. Stop by or visit banksouthern.com to get started. Southern Bancorp, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Southern Home Healthcare is your on-call home health care provider. Practically any home medical supply or service you need, you will find at Southern Home Healthcare. They feature home oxygen, walkers, wheelchairs, CPAP machines, braces, and more. And if you can't come to them, they'll come to you. On call 24 hours a day, 932-0990, 2925 South Caraway Road. Southern Home Healthcare, solutions for your home healthcare needs.
For over 20 years, Central Dealerships has partnered with Suncom Media and NEA Sports to bring you live coverage of sporting events in Northeast Arkansas.
From heated rivalry games to conference showdowns along with playoff championship action, Central Dealerships continues to showcase the best games that NEA has to offer. Remember, when shopping local, Central Dealerships have played a huge role highlighting local players. Just like Suncom Media and NEA Sports, Central Dealerships puts NEA student athletes first.
It's hard to get to the top. But how do you stay at the top? Hard work every day. Central Dealership has the same philosophy. I'm Austin Reeves, and I'm proud to be part of the Central team.
So we're not singing la ra. It's la la with L's. La la. They're here. It's hog.
Back here at the Warrior Dome during halftime. Got just a little bit of time left on the clock here at half. 39-9, the Riverside Lady Rebels in full control here. We're going to go over just a few stats with you here. Got scoring totals first for Riverside. Leading scorer at the half is Riley Akins with 11. Then you've got Arden Vaughn with 9. You've got Brooke Berry with 7. Mackie Morgan with 6. And then Claire Womack and Briley Travis both have 3. Guys, that's pretty balanced scoring there for the Rebels. That's what you want. You don't want it all coming from one source. And then you look over at Westside, it won't take long to go through this one. Only 9 points total at the half. You've got Maddox Curitan with 3, Kirby Conrad with 2, Izzy Wolf with 2, and Madison Jones with 2. And the story of this game has been the hot shooting of Riverside combined with forcing 18 turnovers in the first half.
Yeah, we talked about defensively, how good Riverside is, how much they limit their opponents and prevent them really from scoring. 32 a game, they're same spot, tonight. But if you're Westside in this second half, Brad, you're really going to have to focus on taking care of the basketball, obviously. 18 turnovers is a lot, and that's 18 shots that Riverside's probably going to get in addition to what they would have. But it's also 18 times that you didn't get to shoot the basketball.
Right. Yeah, well, they had 18 turnovers, and then as 12 of their first 14 possessions, They turned it over. They scored on the other 2. Now, they did a better job in the second quarter of taking care of the ball on the full court, but they still had they had 2 10-second calls and 3 shot clock violations.
Yeah.
So, in that half court, it seemed that they were kind of getting the ball was kind of finding its way deeper and deeper away from the basket. The times that they were able to put on the shots up and get some points on the board, they kind of found the middle and were able to work out of there a little bit. So a much better job in the second quarter, but still way too many, like you said, not to even get a look.
Brad Davidson hands the ball over to Riley Akins, and we are underway here in the third quarter, Brad.
Yeah, Westside will stay in that 2-3 look as Riverside controls the opening possession of the second half with a 30-point lead as they skip it over here. But, one thing about that first half, Westside continued to play hard and kind of try to do things. And Arden Vaughn with a nice reverse there, but misses over the rim as Madison Jones pulls down the rebound. And Westside pushes the ball the other way but throws it away. And
that has to be extremely frustrating. You work hard on defense, you get a defensive board, you bring it down, you have a good look, and it's just one of those nights, guys. That's just the way, unfortunately, it's going for Westside tonight.
Yeah, Montgomery maybe should have went ahead and kind of put one up there as a shot. It's kind of a close range pass there, so
backdoor lob. What a
beautiful play.
Yeah. Nice play call there. We hadn't given Coach Tyler Timms any shout out tonight, really, and just a real good buddy of mine was able to be in his wedding Saturday. So this is his first game coaching as a married man, as Claire Womack's going to get a good, nice little steal there. Left hand layup is going to miss, but she's going to go to the free throw line for 2. But Coach Timms does just a sensational job. He preaches discipline, preaches hard work. And the girls just buy into that, and they want to work. They want to be extremely successful. And same with Coach Brannon, years of doing it for Coach Brannon. And I have no doubt that over the next couple of seasons here, the Westside Lady Warriors are going to be a force to be reckoned with.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say you better get Westside while you can. If you can get your licks in on them, I think you better get it, because we've seen how Coach Brannon is when he has time to develop the program the way that he wants to build it. So get your licks in while you can.
Good find there on the opposite side, but a good block by Vaughn on Jones there as Riverside pushes it the other way, and a little too much on the pass as Kirby Conrad wrangles it back in for the Lady Warriors, and they bring it across the timeline. Good hustle there by Carly Jo Womack as she gets the steal. She seems to be all around the ball defensively for the Lady Rebels. They enter the ball up 41-9 with 5:50 here in the third quarter.
You got to be thinking Westside probably feels like they're playing against about 8 or 9 defenders out there at times.
They are very relentless in their pursuit of the ball, and they are everywhere. And they're very deflective as far as in the passing lanes and very disruptive.
Yeah, I think earlier Doc said they were just pesky, and that's that will frustrate an offense to no end.
Jones misses there. Loose ball on the rebound is going to be a dual possession jump ball.
Well, and they just all attack the glass, too. Every loose ball, every rebound, every time the ball is on the floor or, not in possession, Riverside's attacking it, all of them. And that goes a long way, and that results in a lot of junk buckets, on both the offensive and defensive glass.
Yeah. Platoon subs, we'll try to reset the lineups here shortly. But
Henley McAnally, I can tell you all of them. Henley McAnally in the game, Mackie Morgan in the game, Bradley Travis, Annalie Qualls, and Arden Vaughn for the Lady Rebels.
Brandon and Hossman Taku came in right before that for the Lady Warriors. As Taku misses and tries to save it, and it'll be Lady Rebel ball. As it looks like the clock will run here in the third quarter with a 41-9 Riverside lead. As they bring the ball into the offensive possession.
Good steal.
Good read there by
Destiny Tate.
Destiny Tate as she misses a layup and hustling back, trips up.
Yeah, she missed the layup and they got tangled up on the rebound. And she's going to get the foul out of it.
Both these teams with some games coming up this week. But then look to next week and the week after for the NEA tournament. Riverside will be the number 1 seed in the Division II girls bracket. Looks like they'll tip it up the 27th of December at 1:30. And then Westside will be in the other division, Division I of the girls bracket. Lady Rebels knocked down another 3 there.
I believe it's Mackie Morgan, wasn't it?
That's Morgan's third 3 of the night. I'm telling you, she can shoot. She gets her feet set.
Yeah. It's pretty much automatic. If she has time to set her feet, it's another board for Vaughn.
Tim's too strong on the shot there. But Westside will be the 11th seed. They'll face Southside the 23rd of December at 7:30 at the First National Bank Arena, which will always be the Convocation Center.
It's always, It's
when
I
hear people
center.
say that, I think, what?
It doesn't even sound right when you say it.
No,
I mean,
it's the convo.
Yes.
But Westside has played Southside already once this year. They'll see them again in the NEA. That's one of the teams that made the move
moved out,
of the conference. But they're in the same region. I noticed. I think their next game will be against Forest City. One of those same situations. So, he's seeing both sides of the region with his non-conference scheduling there. Rebound by Tate. She pushes it forward. It'll be deflected out of bounds to Riverside. 2:30 now and counting in the third quarter remaining. 44-9 as Claire Womack checks back in for Riverside.
They don't realize there's a sub coming in. They were locked in on that play right there.
People running everywhere, and James Bickham still has the ball under his arm.
With a little smile on his face.
Sometimes focus can wander when the score gets out of hand like this. I don't think it wandered on those young ladies right there. So They were trying to fulfill their assignment.
Good take there by number 20, Maddox Curitan. Couldn't get it to fall, and Morgan brings it ahead for the Lady Rebels. She'll find Briley Travis for another three.
That touched a little bit of sky right there.
A little bit, yeah.
A little high arch. I like it.
Blame her if the rain starts back up after a while.
Well, her mama is my age. She was a tremendous player as well and could really shoot it. She shot with a high arch. So,
guys, we've all been in games like this, either as player or, maybe as officiating. As a player, I know I've been on both sides of this coin. What do you guys try to look for in a game like this? If you're Coach Tyler Timms, what are you trying to do here to keep your girls, kind of focused? Because it's easy to lose focus when you're up 38 points in the third quarter.
Well, we don't pay attention to the scoreboard. I mean, you want to be respectful. You don't want to run up the score by any stretch of the imagination.
Right.
That's not the focus here. But at the same time, all the girls on the floor, they play good minutes, period. No matter what the score is, they're in the game playing significant minutes, and you want to keep that energy because the minute you start letting down, that's when bad habits kick in. So from both sides of the ball, even Coach Brandon, I'll let Brad expand on that a little bit, but you really want to keep the same energy if at all possible.
You don't want bad habits. You can't, if you're up big, you don't create bad habits by playing sloppy, not playing hard, and things like that. If you're on the other end of it, you don't want to quit and lay down. You try to find games within the game, is what I call them, where you shut off the score in your brain. It's 0-0 from this point out. Play a smaller game. What's this fourth quarter going to look like? Can we maybe win the fourth quarter in a game like this? Last shot of the third quarter falls off, 47-9 at the end of the third.
So we're going to step aside for a quick break. Be back for the fourth after this. Turbo clock, fourth quarter here underway, and Riverside with the ball.
Up 47-9. They control the possession to open the fourth quarter as they get the ball inside and move it against this 2-3 zone by Westside.
Good ball movement here from the Lady Rebels, though. Just kind of skip passing, circling the wagons, if you will. Henley McAnally with a nice little baseline floater.
Nice little baseline shot.
Westside unable to score in that third quarter. Had 4 turnovers, but had some good looks that didn't fall for them. We were talking right before the break there about, your goal going into this fourth quarter is maybe, hey, try to win the quarter. Try to erase the total score from you and just make it a fourth quarter score as Wolf kicks it out to Curitan there. She's going to drive.
And normally that's a wide-open three for Curitan, but a nice recovery on defense by Riverside. And there's something that you were talking about, Brad. Wolf is obviously not thrown in the towel, still diving on the floor after the ball here with a running clock in the fourth quarter.
And those are things you're absolutely looking for. Just, hey, keep playing hard. We're try to get better at something in this span right here. Don't just lay down and quit. And if we're in the gym and we're playing, let's try to get better at something.
Clock continues to roll here in the fourth quarter. Going to be a fast fourth quarter, guys. Approaching the 6-minute mark here. Riverside firmly in control.
Marcus, you mentioned getting the Warriors now, the future for them. I think it could be a situation where even late in this year they're going to be, it's a team come tournament time that maybe kind of rounds into form and tough to deal with.
Yeah, and I think right now what you're seeing is, the light bulb is flickering. It's not. You see flashes of it every now and then. Now, hasn't flickered a whole lot tonight, but in some of the other games that I've seen, you can see flashes of what's coming. And when they get to the point where that light bulb comes on, they could be one of those teams come district tournament time that plays spoiler for somebody.
Absolutely. I don't see tonight as a Westside looking bad and thinking less of them as a team.
Right.
I've been thoroughly impressed with what Riverside has done.
It starts with, we talked about it earlier, the combination of the hot shooting and the press that really caused Westside trouble early on, got them into a deep hole that it was just a lot to dig out of. That's got to be a confidence builder right there. Briley Timms with the three-pointer. It's
a good-looking shot. She didn't hesitate. Ball hits her on a semi-break there, and she's ready to pull the trigger, and that's exactly what she did there and knocks it down. So, if I'm Westside, why not do something similar here before Riverside gets back, gets set? There she is again. If you can find a way to penetrate, draw Mackie Morgan to the ball and get her another look, why not?
And Tim's got a few minutes last year, and she came in off the bench and would, we kind of joked at times that she and Lainey Welch were almost like identical twins on the floor because they have the very same style of game. She would come in and spell Lainey for a little bit, and you could see, again, with the youth, you could see flashes of what was coming.
All Riverside Lady Rebels wearing those kind of sleeve knee pad looks, and utilized them on this end, sliding on those knees for the steal and putting them to use, and getting the steal and pushing the ball this way for a foul and a two-shot free throw. The second one falls to give the Lady Rebels their 50th point. 3:45 left in the game, 50-12.
Before we went to pregame tonight, Brad, we were talking a little bit about how stout their defense were. Defense has been so far this season for Riverside. You were saying that, by your prediction, at most they would give up about 32 points tonight. I think you're going to be safe with your prediction. And there's a nice three-pointer.
Yeah, that's 32 was the average, but they had stretches where they gave up 18, 23, 22, and 20 in a four-game stretch. So, in
a 32-minute game, that's lockdown.
Yeah.
That's
if you're giving up a point a minute,
you
got a good chance of winning every single game you're in.
And then if you hit double-digit threes on top of
that.
Right,
yeah.
Well, you almost win the game from the three-point line alone at that point.
Good take there.
Strong take.
That was a strong drive right there.
Mackie Morgan off the bench has 11 tonight. I want to give a little credit there to Destiny Tate on the possession before. She knocked down a nice three.
Wolf inside, gets her on her hip and goes up strong. As Westside's putting a little string of scoring here late in the game, like trying to gain that confidence.
Yeah. Well, and it's like you were talking about, Brad. You break it down. You want to maybe try to win the fourth quarter. Right now, they've scored more points here in the fourth quarter than they've got almost as many as they had the rest of the game because they had 9 at the start of the fourth quarter, and we're up to 17 now. So that's the small type of victories that you were talking about that you have to take and find the positives.
Absolutely, you got to find things that you can take and build on going forward because. I know the Forest City Lady Mustangs are a very tough team, in their next matchup. And we talked about them playing Southside in the NEA, and the 4A3 is going to be a good, strong conference once again in girls basketball. So it doesn't get easier. You gotta wake up tomorrow and build on something from tonight.
Mackie Morgan with another 2 there. She looks smooth tonight. She's made some nice little spin moves, taking care of the basketball, knocked down some threes. She's got 13 at the moment.
Wolf with another putback off the missed 3.
Yeah, good inside out by Westside there. Got it inside, kicked it out to Taku. She's off, but Wolf's there to clean it up. And then we got a couple of substitutions with approaching 1 minute left, 54-19. But some things in the fourth quarter that Westside can take away from this game tonight.
It's a good flash by Tate. She's just a half a step off from having a layup there.
Womack from 3. Hit the front of the rim. Good offensive rebound there by the Lady Rebels. They get a fresh shot clock. 54 seconds left in this one. Morgan's going to hit another one. 16. That's got to be a game high.
She has found her rhythm.
I believe she's leading all scorers.
Fourth 3 of the night. Yeah, 16 is what I have for her. That's just another weapon in Riverside's arsenal.
Yeah, she's skilled. She can score.
And that's what's going to make them tough down the stretch. Is you mentioned earlier, they've got 9, they can play 9, and all 9 can score and be a factor in the game. So it could come from anywhere on the floor. If somebody's not having a good night offensively, then somebody else definitely steps up into that role. But they all guard and they all play hard, and they'll be a force in that 2A.
$57-19 is your final score. Guys, this one, Westside just dug too big of a hole early on and just never could climb out of it.
Well, I like what you said, Brad. It's not so much about what Westside didn't do, it's what Riverside did. And then let's just be honest, just really impressive showing tonight from the Lady Rebels. So Westside's going to be fine. They're going to be perfectly fine. They're going to be competitive. They're going to be in some games. They're very well coached. They're going to work on some stuff. They're going to handle that pressure a little bit better, especially as the year goes on.
Final score tonight, 57-19. Riverside takes it. We're going to step away for a quick break, and we'll be back to wrap things up. Oh, my bad. We're going to stay here. I thought I heard you wrong, Derek. So, yeah. So we're going to wrap things up here. This is actually our last game of the year before we get into 2025. When we come back, 2025 be underway. BIC in Manila on Friday, January the 10th. Our next game. So, guys, if I don't see you before then, Merry Christmas.
Merry
Hope
Christmas.
You guys have a great one and Happy New Year.
Good holidays.
Both of you.
Merry Christmas to everyone out there.
It'll be a nice way to come back with
doubt.
BIC and Manila, and not a lot of love lost between the two.
Old school kind of rivalry.
That'll be a game that you'll be really looking forward to calling, I'm sure, Brad. And I'm looking forward to it, guys. It's been terrific. First 3 games of the year, and we're just getting started.
Absolutely. All right, that's going to put a wrap on things tonight. For Brad Davis and Garrett Weaver, I'm Marcus Carlton. You've been watching high school basketball on Suncom Media and NEA Sports.